Hi guys. Hello, hello. How's everyone doing today? Super excited to be hanging out with you tonight, talking about how to attract dream clients. So this is a huge topic. There's been so many questions on this in the group, from people that I meet, from people who are starting off their business wondering like, how the heck do I actually talk about what it is that I have to offer? And then how do I put it out there and get it in front of the right people, right? And I totally have been there. If you're somebody who's struggling with getting those first clients, I totally have been there when I'm like, I know I can help people. I know I can make an impact. I really, really know what it is that I want to create, but I don't really know how to get it out there. So I'm so excited to be hanging out with you. I actually previously created some slides, but then I thought it'd be more fun to just like hang out with you guys and be able to see your comments and questions as you guys come in the room. So decided that you guys will have to look at my face the whole time so I can hang out with you. So first off, let me know if you're here. Let me know if I'm the only person right now who has the DJ Khaled Rihanna song stuck in their head. I like literally it's going over and over and over and over and over my head and I cannot get it out of my head. So first off, let me know that you're here. Let me know that you can hear me okay. And let me know if I am the only person who does not have this song in my head. Let me just type in press play. I'm looking in the room and I feel like it's not auto playing. Okay, Tara's here. Okay, so guys, thank you so much for joining. I can see there's a few people in the room. So hello, hello, hello. Ask me any questions that you have as we go through this. Super excited to share as much knowledge as I can with you in the next 45 minutes to an hour. So this is perfect for you if you are a coach, a strategist, a service-based business owner. Maybe you're just getting started out. Maybe you've just put your website up or you've just started off with social media, but you don't really know how to get in front of your clients. That is what I'm going to be talking to you about today. So we're going to be showing you how to map out your offers correctly to truly transform your experience and skills into incredible packages that make an impact, and also talk to you about how to make sure that you're taking in enough clients to meet your income goals so you still have enough time and freedom that you're looking for. So I know when you're first starting out, and I've totally been here, you get that first client or you get that first person who's asking about your services and you undercharge. So if you're struggling with like undercharging, not knowing how to position yourself in a way that helps you stand out from the competition, not seeing the money that you want come into your business, struggling with growing your online presence, or you just have fear around, getting on the phone, having those discovery calls, this is what we're going to be talking about today. I definitely want it to be like an open discussion. So ask me as many questions as you have. Hi, Robin. Thanks for joining as well. And I love to just see your guys' feedback and see what's going through your head and what you really need help with. Because this is honestly, I do these live streams and these masterclasses for you guys. So there is, it's hard when you're first starting out because you don't have the blueprint. So what I want to talk to you about today is sort of the blueprint. It doesn't have to be complicated or overwhelming. And I want you to realize that what I'm going to go through is the blueprint, but you need to make this your own. You need to make this your own so that you're sharing your own unique, authentic story. And then you need to make it your own in the sense that you're doing the real research to know who you want to help, right? Because the women that I'm helping are going to be different than the women that you're helping, and are going to be different than, if you're helping other women, right? So this is going to be really, really important for you to make sure that you're taking this, you're writing down notes, but then you're thinking, how can I take action on this? It's a really big thing that I want to help people overcome. I think that people are, reading a lot of blog posts, reading a lot of articles, sort of taking in all this information. But what I want you to do at the end of the day is take action. Do something that you know is going to help you move forward and actually make that impact. And you cannot do that unless you're actually taking action. So the first thing that I want to talk to you about is that you don't need to have 10,000 followers to have a successful business. Followers do not equal customers. Customers equal customers. So I've worked with people before who have been like, oh, I need to get to 5,000 to get my first customer. I need to get to 10,000 to get my first customer. No. I've gotten clients at networking events. I've gotten clients just from, randomly meeting, didn't even know that I had an online presence. So it really starts with you, and it starts with you doing the inner work. If you're here right now, if you follow Yes Supply, I know that you're the type of person who you have a story that you have to share. You've gone through something, you've overcome an obstacle, you've learned something along the way, and you have something inside you where you're like, I need to share this with more people. I need to help people. And that very much aligns with my story and why I started Yes Supply. Whenever I'm, interviewed by a podcast or something like that, and people ask me, why did you start Yes Supply? I can't even tell them all the reasons, because there are so many reasons why Yes Supply has come together in the way that it is. But part of it is, when I used to work in retail and I used to work at these jobs that I just could not stand, sometimes crying on my way to work, I would be working with other women too who were talented, creative, smart, who wanted to be artists, who wanted to be entrepreneurs, right? And so many times the thing that was getting in their way and the thing that was getting in my own way was not the world telling me no, was not, lack of resources or lack of time or lack of money. It was myself telling me no, right? So raise your hand or let me know if, you really want to accomplish something, you really want to help people, you really want to put yourself out there. And the thing that's telling you no is often sometimes that voice in your own head, right? That voice that says, who am I to influence somebody? Who am I to share my message? Who am I to write that blog post? So what I want you to do, the first thing that I want you to do before I get into all the strategies, before I talk about all the other stuff, is I want you to make a promise to yourself right now that you are going to step into your power, okay? You don't need to be Marie Forleo, or you don't need to be Tony Robbins to make an impact on people's lives. Even when I was just starting out, even when it was a blog, when I hadn't even taken on any clients yet, I had people messaging me saying that the things that I were putting out were changing their lives. The things that I were putting out were motivating them. The things that I were putting out were making them finally stand up for themselves and do the things that they want to do. And so if you're here, I know that you have that same story inside you. There's something that you've gone through where you're like, I wish more people had the answer. I wish more people knew how to do this. I wish that, the government would stop lying to us, or makeup and beauty companies would stop making us feel like we have to look a certain way to be beautiful. And I know that you want to make an impact. And what I want you to do today is pledge to yourself that you are going to step into that power, and that the next time you hear that little no in your head that tells you that you're not good enough, you're going to ignore it. And the first time you ignore it, it's going to be tough. I promise you. I was there too. It's going to be tough, because there's all that chatter in your head that says, who's going to listen to me? Who's going to care what I have to say? But I promise you that there is somebody out there who is where you used to be, who needs to hear your story, who needs to hear what you've overcome, who needs to hear that it's possible for them. And so when I create Yes Supply, a big part of it, especially the mindset stuff, is me creating what I wish existed, what I wish that I knew when I used to, drive to work crying, not knowing how to get out of this life that I couldn't deal with, and wondering how did I get there? Or, when I used to live with my mom, who was with a very abusive boyfriend, and I wish that there was somebody to tell me all the mindset stuff that I know now, to know to stay away from toxic people or not let them affect you, right? And so I want you, I know I'm batting this over the head, but it's important, guys. Step into your power. Do not let anyone else tell you no, and do not let yourself tell you no. And especially if you're starting an online business, you're going to be like, oh, but what about the internet trolls? What about the people who, don't care about what I have to say, or don't like what I have to say, or don't align with my opinion? But they do not matter. I'm sure there's thousands and thousands of people who do not align with what I have to say, or do not care about what I have to say, or think that, women shouldn't be empowered, right? But I'm not doing this for them. I'm doing this for the type of women who I want to help, which a lot of the time is very, very much exactly who I used to be a few years ago. So I see a few messages popping in. Robin's taking lots of notes. Oh, hi, Robin. Tara's taking lots of notes. Cool. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Yes, so step into your power, guys. You guys are the most chatty Cathys here tonight. So let me go back to my screen. Perfect. Lost my notes. Okay, cool. So now that you've decided you are going to step into your power, the next thing that you want to do is really start to know yourself. Really start to know, how are you going to help people? How are you going to make an impact? What is the thing that you've overcome that you know that people need your help with? So again, you don't need to be the most experienced person in the world. You don't need to be Albert Einstein, but you have overcome something at this point. whatever you've learned, whatever you have experience in, whatever you feel confident in, or whatever you might already giving people advice on, maybe for free, maybe it's your friends or people that you meet, that is actually a perfect place for you to start to know how to craft your packages and how you're really going to transform and how you're really going to help people. So a lot of times we think, oh, well, I don't really have any unique experience. You know, the stuff that I'm good at, everyone seems to be good at. But when you really take the time to think about what you're actually good at and what you could potentially offer as a service, you'll be surprised with yourself, and you'll be really impressed with yourself how something that comes really innately and really naturally to you does not necessarily come naturally to anyone else. And that's why people are willing to essentially pay for your service, because I want you to realize like what you're going to be offering people is very, very valuable. And even though, you know, you learned it and it comes easily and it comes naturally to you, when somebody invests their, you know, money in you for you to help them, you're going to be saving them hours of struggling. You're going to be saving them the pain of maybe, you know, testing out the wrong software, purchasing the wrong things, and having to go take a million wrong turns before they find that right turn, right? And so I want you to remember that when you're starting to step into your power, when you're starting to think about what you need to package and what you need to offer, your value is not just how many hours you spend on the phone with somebody. Your value is not just how big the PDF that you sell is or how long the video is. It's not about that at all. It's about the value that you're going to bring into their life. So how are you going to change their life? How are you going to transform them? If you talking to, like, just say you're a mindset coach, if you talking to somebody and helping them see that inner person inside themselves that's been hiding, or helping them see that they've been so blocked by negativity and negative mindset that they've been holding them back from so many opportunities, that is worth way more than calculating, you know, $50 an hour times 5 phone calls. Because what you're doing for somebody when you're creating that real transformation that you've already gone through, that you know exactly how to offer, is you're offering that transformation not just for the 5 hours that they spend on the phone with you, or 10 hours or 20 hours or whatever it is, but you are changing them for the rest of their lives. They have now seen a different perspective that they probably never would have figured out on their own. And from that point, now they can move forward in a more confident way, in a better way, in a faster way, in a quicker way, in a more strategic way. And you're helping them change their life. And how much more valuable is that? How valuable is it if somebody who was always shy, who was introverted, who couldn't talk to anybody, all of a sudden you help them see the beauty in themselves, and they are now able to step into their power and be confident, to form relationships, to find the man of their dreams, or to go after that job opportunity that they've always wanted and never felt that they were good enough. And so I want you, when you're packaging your offers, to think about it's not just the amount of time that you spend on the phone with somebody, or it's not the length of your course. It's about the change that you're going to make in them while you work with them and for the rest of your life. And for somebody, if you're a mindset coach, for somebody to see themselves in a different way and start to love themselves, that is worth more than $2,000. That is worth more than $5,000. That is priceless. Like, when I learned to love myself, that was life-changing. I would have spent $10,000, $20,000 to learn, right? And or maybe you're somebody who helps somebody with intuitive eating or stopping binge eating, right? If you can make that impact in someone's life where they feel comfortable around food and they don't feel scared or nervous or anxious every time they go to a family gathering, that is priceless. And so when you're putting together your offers, I want you to realize that the things that you've overcome, you have come a long way to get there. And what you are doing when you work with someone one-on-one, when you put all of your time and energy to help them, to service them, to be there for them, to support them, to encourage them, you are helping them so much more than the amount of time that they will have sessions with you. And of course, like, I know if you're here, you're a total Yes Supply girl, and you will commit to your clients. You will help them. I do not want you, charging $5,000 or whatever it is if you're not committed and if you don't want to see the change. But I know that if you're here for a certain reason, and you want to not only help yourself become successful, but you want to help other people become successful too. So think about, what do you have experience in? A lot of times the thing that you can really, really help people with comes very naturally to you, and you might not even know that it's a skill or a talent. So I know for me, I used to, like, if I would go to a party, or if I was like, in a group of like 60 people, for some reason, I would always end up like chilling on the couch in the corner with like one person, literally having the deepest life chats ever. I found it so difficult to talk about like you know, like what movie is going on or like what concert, like all that stuff is cool. But I found it very difficult to talk about like the weather. It's like, I wanted to meet you and I wanted to know what your like deepest goals were. And I wanted to know like all the things that were holding you back. And I was essentially like coaching before I even knew that coaching existed, right? Or like one of my really good friends, Emily, who I was talking to earlier today, she was the type of person who she knew everyone, right? Like Tara knows Emily, but she knew everyone. She was always connecting people. She was always saying like, how do you two not know each other? I need to connect you. I need to connect you. And that became so innate to her. She didn't realize it. And she was able to, you know, turn that into her own business. So think about the things that come really naturally to you that you just think, oh, everyone's good at that. And when you really start to deep dive into it, you'll realize not everyone is good at it. And it's something that comes very specifically to you, and it comes to you for a reason. So if anyone's having some aha moments, they're starting to think about the things that they're naturally good at, let me know in the comments, because I'd love to hear like what's transforming you, what's really, really helping you. So asking yourself, what can you naturally teach? What are you confident in? And also another big thing to think about is like, what actually interests you to learn more about? Because if you're going to decide to go, you know, into this industry of helping somebody, whether it's health coaching, mindset coaching, business coaching, you know, eating, whatever it is, you don't just want to have learned what you've already learned and stop there. I'm always investing in myself to get better and better and better. I love, it's kind of a balance for me, because I love learning about personal development just as much as I love learning about marketing and growing on social media and all that. And those are my two loves. And I can listen to podcasts and read books and all this stuff all day. So what you also want to think about is when you're first starting out, you're going to be helping the woman or the men who are just a few steps behind you, right? So that's going to be who your target audience is. And what I'm going to be talking to you about very soon is getting to know them very well. You're going to be helping the people who are a few steps behind you, but you don't want to plateau. You don't just want to let them catch up to you. You want to also be continuing to get better and better and better, investing in yourself, becoming the master of whatever it is that you do, and continuing your growth. Because if you are, you know, getting people to invest in you to learn, you should also be investing in yourself, trying to get better. And so you want to make sure that you're picking something that you could learn about all day, that you could read all day or listen to the podcast all day, and that you enjoy. And when you continue to get better and better at whatever it is that you do, it's going to become so easy for you to attract those clients who need what it is that you have to offer. And for you, it's going to become very natural for you to deliver that service, that message that you want to deliver, because it's something that you can do with your eyes closed. It's your favorite book that you read before bed, right? So think about, what are you interested in learning about? What are you interested in becoming a master in? And this is what's going to help actually position you as an expert. Because, you know, nobody's going to believe you're an expert if you just show up and you're like, hey, I'm an expert. Hey, I'm the best life coach out there. Or hey, I'm the best health coach out there. That does not work, especially in the age that we're living right now, where there is so much content out there. There's so much distraction. There's so much kind of flying at you all at once. So what you need to do, if you really want to set yourself apart, is you want to make sure that you're positioning yourself as an expert by proving it. So how I prove that I'm the expert is I don't just say, hey, I'm an expert, hire me. I prove it. I provide value every day. I show up every day. I share as best I can. I provide transformations for people through my free content, through my live streams, through whatever it is that I put out there, whether they're paying me or not. But what happens is, because I am putting that expert content out there, I'm sharing the things that, you know, often you won't find on somebody else's blog. And I'm sharing also the personal stories that are going to make me more memorable than somebody who's just, you know, throwing cheesy quotes out there. That's why people are attracted to me. They're attracted to me because of the value that I bring and the standard that I hold myself to of providing content. But there's also that trust, right? Especially if you want to be charging, you know, high ticket fees, $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 for your packages. You need to make sure that people trust you. And a lot of times, if you are putting out incredible content, people are getting to know you and getting to trust you, and you're creating that system of clients being attracted to you before you even know someone, before you've even met them, before you even know their name, because they're watching you. Even if you do a live stream and nobody comments, or even if you write a blog post and nobody comments, they're still there. And especially when you're first starting out, sometimes it can feel like you're speaking to crickets. You know, my Facebook group, we just hit 2,000 women, which I'm super happy about. But I remember when it was first 0, I was talking to crickets, but I was showing up, I was adding the value in there, and I was making sure that even when there was only 5 people in the group, which 3 of them were probably my cousins, I was making sure that when they got in there, they were getting excellent value. And what happens is your content doesn't die, especially if you're creating evergreen content, it doesn't die. It will be there. And what you don't realize is that if you create the content today, if you share the value today, if you position yourself as the expert today, that's always going to be working for you. You definitely want to be making sure that you're setting up a mailing list so that when people are finding your content, whether it's through Instagram, through it's, you know, YouTube, Facebook, your blog, whatever it is, you're funneling them into your email list, because your email list is actually the platform that you can control. Instagram, one second I get 500 likes on a picture, the next I get 100, right? You cannot predict if people are going to see you, how the algorithm's going to work, if eventually you're just going to have to pay for people to see your content. So what you want to be doing is when you're showing up on these platforms, funneling them back into your email list so you can keep a constant communication with them. Now, there's no one holy grail of platform. For some people, you know, Facebook works. For some people, Instagram works. For some people, YouTube works. And so this is where we actually start to get into knowing your audience, right? Because you want to make sure that you are showing up on the platform where your audience lives, essentially. So if you know that you're targeting, you know, 65-year-old men, you're not going to be positioning yourself on Instagram. But if you know that you are targeting, you know, 25-year-old millennial female entrepreneurs, then you know that Facebook groups are a great place to find them. Or what you can even do is, if you are, you know, tired out of creating all of this content on these different organic platforms like Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, you can just, you know, invest money in yourself and invest money in your business to create ads and use those ads to target people specifically and sort of like cut through that way. But you still have to be providing content. You can't have people adding to your list and not talking to them. You still want to be adding value to their life through you know, maybe it's webinars, maybe it's live streams, maybe it's incredible email copy. Whatever it is, you want to make sure that you are positioning yourself as the expert, and don't just show up and say, hey, I'm the expert. You need to prove it, whether it's through your content or through your social proof or incredible testimonials, or maybe being featured on huge platforms like in magazines or podcasts, that sort of thing. Perfect. So now what I want to get into is really knowing your audience, really knowing who the people are that you're going to serve. Because the thing is, if you don't understand who it is you want to help, you're not going to be able to connect with them. And at the end of the day, what's going to happen is, if you want to be attracting these clients, if you want them to like you, to trust you, to feel like they already know you enough to invest, you know, $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 to work with you, you have to speak their language. You have to know who they are. You also have to be able to talk to them in a way where they know that you really care about them, right? Because if there's 2 people that show up that do the same job as you, or have the same type of business as you, but one isn't really speaking their language, it doesn't know what they're going through, it doesn't know, you know, where they want to be or what their goals are, and then you show up and you have a story that aligns to them, you have been where they currently are, and you can prove that you've, you know, overcome that hurdle to get to where you are now, and you're excited and willing and happy to share the steps you got there, and you really understand like what their pain points are and where they want to go, they are going to so much more quickly sign up to work with you because they feel like you get them. If somebody's investing a lot of money, and you know, what you also want to do is think about it yourself. When you've created your packages, when you've created your offers, when you've created your sales pages, go back to them and read them through the eyes of your client, through the eyes of your customer, right? And think about, you know, if I was my ideal client, would I buy this? Would this get me excited? Like when I think back to who I was 5 years ago, does this actually solve my problems? Do I feel like this is going to get me to where I want to be? And if you can say, yes, it gets me excited, makes me want to pull my wallet out, then you know that you're on the right track. But if you read it and you're like, oh, it's boring, I feel like I've heard this all before, it doesn't really get me, it doesn't really align to my pain points, then you need to continue to work on it. And it's a matter of, if you're not getting those clients yet, you're not getting those customers yet, it doesn't mean that, you just have to throw in the towel and that's it. You continue to experiment. You continue to do more research. You continue to A/B split test and see what's working versus what's not working. So if you have an audience already, but you don't really know where they are online, I want you to be 100% sure that even if you don't have the traffic on your website yet, or even if you don't have the people in your Facebook group yet, or whatever it is, just because you don't have the traffic does not mean the traffic doesn't exist. The traffic exists, the people exist, they're just not in front of you right now, and it's your job now to get in front of them. So really start to think about, okay, who am I? How do I want to help people? What do I have to offer? And then think about, okay, what am I going to offer? When you know what you're going to offer, think about, okay, who's already offering something similar to this? Or the type of person who would enjoy my offer, what are they already purchasing? What brands are they already following? What products are they already buying? And that's going to give you really, really good clues to where your audience is. And that's how you can position yourself in front of them. So, for example, in my life, for example, I know that the women that I am super excited to help are women who are, struggling because they're working in a job that they hate and they don't know how to get out of it. They don't know where to start. They kind of know what they're passionate about, but they don't even know that they can monetize it online, or they don't really know how they can, right? So I know what they're doing right now is they're starting to do their research, right? They're already looking at blogs, they're reading articles, they are Googling certain things. So with that knowledge, I know they're out there. It's not like they don't exist. They're absolutely out there. They're essentially the people that I used to know, the people that I used to work with. They're real people in my life that I can think about when I create my content. So you want to make sure that the people that you want to help, they're real people that you can picture in your mind. And then think about, where are they right now? And so this is why I do things like, guest posts on platforms like Teachable. Teachable is a great place for me to guest post. They have 4 million views a month on their blog, and every single person who reads that blog is somebody who's more than likely young. They want to really start a business. They are researching, right? And a lot of times when people are researching, they're looking up different platforms. They're looking up different softwares that they can use to, package up their knowledge and sell online. So I want you, this is another note for you, make a hit list of, if I was my target audience right now, where would I be online? What questions would I have? If you know the types of questions that your target client has, and maybe they're the clients that you used to have, Google them. See what pops up. Is it Instagram that pops up? Is it a YouTube video that pops up? Is it somebody else's blog that pops up? Can you email that person who owns that blog and see if you can write a guest post to drive that traffic back to you? I don't want you to think that your target client does not exist. I don't want you to think that she's not excited to invest in the incredible transformation that you're going to give her. She does exist. She is there, and it's up to you to get to know her in the right way so that you can be there with the content, with the answers that she needs, so that she knows that you are there to help her. So other great places that you can start to look to do research is, I love Facebook groups. I love my own Facebook group. I love the community in there. The people in there are super helpful, and it's just incredible being in there. Facebook groups are also great because you can put a poll in a Facebook group and instantly get answers to the questions that you have. What kind of programs are people interested in? What kind of books are they reading? What are their biggest struggles? What are their biggest problems? And by knowing that, that's going to help you understand what kind of packages you want to create. Maybe how do people like to consume information? Do they love video content? Do they love written content, right? It's really important for you to really get a handle on who it is you want to help and how do they want to be helped and what is their big problem. At the end of the day, if somebody's going to invest in you, it's because they have this problem that it's keeping them up at night. They can't stop thinking about it. They've tried different solutions. Nothing has worked. And they are ready to commit to finding that answer because it's going to continue to bother them. It's going to continue to bug them. And those are the people that you're going to connect with. But again, if you're not popping up in the places where they're already looking, they're already searching, they need that answer. They just don't know where it is. If you're not there, they can't purchase from you. They can't work with you. So make sure you're doing that research to really understand where they are and what it is that they need. Another great place to do research is on Reddit. So a lot of times people, and you want to think about is my target client on here? But if your target client is, Reddit is a great place to see lots of people talking about certain things, talking about certain topics, and being able to see what are the conversations that are happening, what are the conversations that get upvoted, which ones are popular, which ones have great answers, which ones do people not know the answers to. Book reviews are another great place where you can start to do research on like what people are searching for. So a lot of the times, if you're offering a product that, you know, answers the same question as a certain book does, take a look at the reviews on Amazon and see, like, what are people commenting on about the book? See what they like, see what they don't like, see what they are excited that the book had and wish that the book had, but it didn't, because that's going to all give you fuel to your fire of creating incredible content that people really, really want and need. And another great platform to do research is Quora. So I remember, like, before I even really knew a lot about this online world, I was actually on Quora a lot. So Quora is like a big forum. I don't know if any of you guys remember, like, Ask Jeeves. But it's like you can go in, you can like ask any kind of question, and then other people will answer it for you. So I was in there just asking about like different ways to grow a business online, how to get traffic to your blog. I was looking up other relevant searches. So take a look at those, see what kind of searches are popular, see what kind of questions are popular, and see how these questions are being answered. And if you feel like with your own experience, your own story, you can answer those questions better, or you can really work with people to answer those questions in a way that they need to receive that information. Because a lot of the time, reading an answer in a form isn't going to work. Reading a book about a certain topic isn't going to work. Sometimes people need to work with somebody like you one-on-one so that they not just get the information, because the information is probably out there. The information is on YouTube. The information is there. When somebody works with you, they're not just working with you for the information. It's because you're going to be there for them. You're going to be providing them the accountability. You're going to be not just loading them up with a whole bunch of information and saying, go for it. You're going to be giving them the step-by-step. You're going to be giving them the blueprint of like what it is that they really want to receive, right? So make sure that you're getting really, really comfortable with the problems that your target audience has and the answer that they want and where you fit into the equation so that you can offer them that incredible transformation. And then you should really also know your direct competitors. I don't really like to say competitors because I honestly think that you can create an incredible outcome for people in your own unique way and not really feel like it's competition. Just feel like you're creating your own answer to that problem that you know that you want to solve. But looking at, you know, direct competitors and indirect competitors, so other brands, other packages, other services, other products that your target audience is already purchasing or is already looking to purchase, because you definitely want to position yourself close by there so that they can see you too when they're like about to make that purchasing decision. So next, what you want to do is you want to know what you have to offer. And so you need to be really like sure and confident about what you have to offer. You don't want to get on the phone like having a discovery call with a potential client and you don't really know what it is you offer. And they ask you how much it costs and you're like, oh, I don't know. Like, you want to be 100% sure that you have created an incredible program that really meets the needs of who it is that you want to help and will really transform them. So because you've done all this research, you now know who it is you want to help. You also know where they are online, what they're looking for. And so now you have prepared yourself to create that content that will naturally attract people to you. For me, like my discovery calls, or I don't even like to call them sales calls, because my calls that I have with people, the sale essentially comes so easy, because by the time somebody's gotten on a phone call with me, they've already looked me up online. They've already read my blog. They've read my story. They know that they probably want to work with me. They know that I've been where they are and I've learned the strategies to like get out of, you know, that before state and I'm into that after state. So by the time somebody gets on the phone with me, they pretty much already know that they want to work with me. They just want to, you know, make sure that it's right for them and have that like little conversation with me. But I always enjoy my discovery calls because it's literally getting to know that person that I'm about to spend, you know, a few months with. So I actually really enjoy my discovery calls. And what I want you guys to know is that your discovery calls are not just about closing the sale. you are interviewing your future client just as much as they are interviewing you and trying to figure out if it's the right fit. Because if you feel like they won't respect you, they won't know your value, they're trying to haggle you or anything like that, they already don't value you. They already don't respect you. And if somebody is like a pain in the ass on the discovery call, do not think that they're going to change after. So when you are having these discovery calls, make sure that you're being really true to yourself and you're listening to your intuition and you are holding your ground. Because if you offer discounts or you change your packages or you like settle because somebody is trying to haggle you into something that you're not happy with, you are only going to regret it later. You're not going to be able to put 100% of your energy into that client, and that client is not going to get the outcome, and you're going to feel icky and regretful every single time you pick up the phone with them. So make sure that you are really enjoying your discovery calls, because that is going to be a sign of how the next few months or few weeks or however long your package is going to be. So now that you know the before state of your target audience or your target client, and you know the after state, what you want to do is you want to create a transformational offer that really, really is going to help them take them there. So maybe you can create an incredible transformation for somebody in 4 weeks. Or maybe you know for sure that 4 weeks is way too short and it would actually take 6 months, right? So it's up to you to really think about, like, what is this offer that you're going to create? I personally think it's very hard to create a complete transformation with somebody in 4 weeks. Within a few weeks, they're still trying to get to know you. A lot of the time, whatever kind of like coach you are, whatever kind of strategist you are, or whatever type of service provider you are, a lot of the time your client is going to have to overcome mindset work. I find for me, a lot of people will come to me because they want help with their social media. They want help with growing their business. They feel stuck. And so they come to me for that. But once we actually start working together, I recognize that 80, sometimes like 90% of what's holding them back is their mindset. It's not because they don't have the skills or they don't have the dedication or they don't have the time to do the work and put the strategies in. It's because of that fear. They're thinking so long term. They're thinking, what if I fail? What if nobody ever listens to what I have to say? What if I embarrass myself? What if my family sees what I post and they laugh at me, right? And so it's really understanding, kind of going back to that point 1 that I made you make a pledge on, and owning your power and knowing that the person who needs what you have to say is out there, and being very, very true to that, letting go of the fear and essentially having the mindset of a successful person. Because of course, every single person has fear. Don't ever think that somebody is completely fearless. That's just not true. But the people who are successful, the people who put themselves out there, the people who have these amazing high-level, high-ticket products, they are overcoming their fear. They are recognizing the fear, seeing that it's there, but they have the mindset to know that what they have to offer is of real value. What they have to offer offers an incredible transformation. So what I want you guys to realize is that you have to really work on the mindset as well, right? So understand what your offer is, understand where people are starting and how you're going to bring them to that endpoint and help them see that complete transformation. And like I was saying before, in 4 weeks, sometimes people are still just trying to overcome the mindset stuff, still trying to, get used to the program, still trying to keep up with all of the content. And so I would say not offering packages any less than 3 months are usually going to give you enough time to give your client that holistic transformation that they really, really need, and help them get comfortable enough to go through the transformation that they need. What I would definitely say is don't offer like one-time little mini packages. Don't offer one-off little session, or at the very least don't do discovery calls for these one-off little sessions, because what you don't want to do is build a business that's a trap. So you don't want to be feeling like you're spending all this time on discovery calls, but only having one-off sessions with people that A, don't really get them resolved, because there's only so much that you can do with somebody in one session, and B, keep you on that treadmill or that hamster wheel of next client gone, next client gone. You want to also make sure that what you are creating is setting you up for success and setting your business up for success and setting you up in a way where you are easily making the income that you need to make for that month, and knowing that it's going to be very easy for you to make that income month after month after month after month. Because your package, like think about it when you go to a store, right? When you go to shop at the mall, when you buy a shirt, you're not purchasing that shirt just because of the fabric, because probably that shirt is worth like 25 cents. When you're purchasing it, you're also paying for the marketing fees of the company, the amount of money that they need for payroll, how much it costs to build their beautiful stores and to purchase the hangers and delivery fees and legal fees or whatever it is. So you guys, you're building a business. This is not a hobby anymore. The fact that you're still here 40 minutes in, you're showing me that this is not a hobby for you. This is a business. So when you're pricing your stuff, you also need to think about, this is a business. Like when I'm pricing, I'm not just pricing for the $50 for an hour that I'm on the phone with them. I also have to think about my own legal fees, my own accounting fees, my marketing fees, how much it costs for me to build a website, how much it costs for me to have my office or my home office, the things that I need to run my business and feel successful. And you definitely want to tie into that, having enough income and enough money so that you're not pressured in your meetings. You're not scared in your meetings that, oh my God, am I going to pay my bills next month? Am I going to be okay? You need to make sure that you're factoring that in. That is super, super essential. So do not just price for the hour that you spend on the phone. Again, going back to, make sure you're pricing for that entire transformation, and make sure you're also pricing in the cost of operating and running a business. So say yes if this makes sense. Say yes if you're following along and you're still on track and you're still here. So next, what you want to make sure that you're doing is building your influence to make an impact. Because a lot of the time, what will happen is you might have great content, but if you haven't yet built your influence, it's going to be really hard for you to build an impact. So again, you want to share excellent content. You want to be able to build your list. You have the same people to come back to over and over again who you've built that relationship, who you can continue to connect with. So build that audience and find the people who truly love you and love them back, love them hard. Tony Robbins, in one of his really great speeches, says, fall in love with your audience. Like, their problems are your problems. Make it your mission to truly help them and truly offer them the transformation that they're looking for. And when you make it your business to truly help them, they will be such a huge part of your business, whether it's signing up for you, whether it's being your brand ambassadors, whether it's like sharing what you're doing online. So you want to really fall in love with your audience, and you always want to be thinking about ways, brainstorming ways that you can help them, that you can support them, that you can really make a difference in your life. So build the relationship with them. Don't worry so much about the numbers, but worry about the engagement that you're having. Worry about the impact that you're having. Worry about the amount of messages that you're getting every time you create a piece of content. And remember, like, do I want to look successful or do I want to be successful, right? That is the most important thing. You actually want to make sure that you are connecting with those people in a real, genuine way so that they remember who you are and they're like a big part of your life and you're a big part of their life. So the next part is, I'm actually looking at the numbers. I can see quite a few other people join. So if you're just joining in, we're talking about how to attract dream clients that know your value. And we are at almost the end, but this is a very big, important part because we're talking about converting. So a lot of time, if you are selling high-level programs, when you're just starting out, you're going to be selling on the phone, right? I have had a few times where people will purchase a high ticket product and I don't have to talk on the phone, and I was like, oh, that's an easy, $5,000, which is incredible feeling. But for the most part, if you're selling multiple $1,000 programs, you're probably going to have to sell on the phone. You're probably going to have to talk to these people. But just like I was saying before, it's not just about doing a discovery call. It's not just, oh, I have to do a sales call. It's not about that. You are doing these calls as much for you as they need them as well, because you want to make sure that you're working with people that you're excited about working with, and you know that you can really help. It's going to be demotivating for you if you work with somebody and you're not able to give them the transformation that you want to give them because they just weren't the right fit. So you want to make sure that they're the right fit and that you're the right fit for them. So when you have these amazing, incredible discovery calls, what I want you to recognize is that it's not just all about you talking, okay? A lot of times when people are really, really nervous and it's their first call and they've been stressing and thinking about it all day, they get on the call and they're just, ooh, this is my offer, this is what I do, this is my background, this is my experience, this is my degree. No. this call is for you to really understand who is that person on the other end of the phone. So interview them, ask them questions, really deep dive, figure out what is it that like led them to this point? What is it that made them get to this point where they're picking up a call to finally get some help? And make sure that you really understand them to the deepest extent that you have, because when you have a better understanding of them, you are going to be able to serve them and help them so much better. So don't feel overwhelmed and stressed, feeling like you have to talk the whole call. Absolutely not. This is a great opportunity for you to really get to know the person who's on the other side of the call and ask lots of questions. So after you've asked them lots of questions, like that's how you get to know them. That's how you know if they're the right fit, and you can decide to offer value, but you don't necessarily have to do free coaching on the call. Like, this is not about free coaching. You want to make sure that you know your value. Like I said before, your amazing packages, you're confident with what you provide, you're confident with the services that you have to offer. And when you have that confidence, you really understand who's on the other end of the phone, and you really understand how you're going to help them. That is going to make it so much easier for you to turn that follower or to that person on the other end of the discovery call into a real client. So again, don't stress or get overwhelmed about these calls. I want you to go into them having fun. I want you to go into them just with the mindset that you're going to meet somebody who is absolutely incredible. You're going to meet somebody who really needs what you have to offer. And at the end of the day, you are going to be able to have the opportunity to get in front of somebody that you know, with your story, your experience, everything that you've overcome, you can truly make an impact in their life. And all that stuff that you did before, creating the content, growing your audience, building that influence, you've created it in the right way, knowing exactly who it is that you want to service, and you've created that content for that one person, for that person in your niche, that perfect client avatar. You've created it for them, and so by the time they get on a call with you, chances are they're pretty sure that they want to work with you because you've already created this content for them, right? And so that's why when I get on these calls, it's so easy for me to sign up new clients who I love to work with and who I know I can give an incredible transformation from, because I have already established myself as an expert. I've showed through my testimonials, through my content, through my knowledge, through positioning myself as an expert rather than just saying I'm an expert, that I can actually provide the outcome that they're looking for. So this is what you want to do. You want to not just show up and say, hey, I'm the expert, but you want to actually prove that you're the expert by being the expert, by embodying that, by saying what's really on your mind. At the beginning of this call, like I told you to step into your power and really say what you feel and really say what you know is going to make the impact. And so when you are creating content like that, sometimes when I create content, I'm scared to press the publish button because it's so real and it's so authentic and it's so me. And so what I want you to do is feel the confidence to do that. Feel the confidence to really know that what you have to offer is special and unique, and it's hard to find out there because you've already done all the hard stuff, and now you're able to easily be able to give that to your perfect target client when she shows up on that call to talk to you. So now I want to ask you guys, like, what you can do is you can keep struggling, hoping that it works, trying to piece it all together from all the free content that you find online, and hopefully something will work. But the thing is, there's so much information out there. It's really, really hard to tell what information actually works and what information isn't going to work, And there's so many blogs, there's so many articles, and I see so many women in the community who are super passionate, who have this incredible gift that they want to share, but they don't know the right steps. They're reading so many blog posts, they're buying 50 different courses, and they're not really knowing where to start, and they're getting overwhelmed. And so because of this, I've created a very exclusive program that I want to share with you tonight. It's called Free Fulfilled Affluent, and what it's going to do is it's going to help you create a business where you have the freedom to work from anywhere in the world, doing work that you are actually passionate about. I literally just started it as a blog, just talking about the things that I was really passionate about and sharing my knowledge and sharing my experience. But I didn't actually start to see traction until I invested in somebody who was already where I wanted to be to show me step by step how to get there. And so that's why I've decided that I wanted to create this program for you and be able to actually walk you through step by step what you need to do to get from struggling, overwhelmed, maybe confused about where to start. Do you do the website first? Do you do the Instagram first? Like, I've totally been there. I know how overwhelming it can be. And so I've created, this isn't just a group coaching, it's an implementation program. What we're going to be doing is working together for 4 months, and I'm going to be walking you through everything that you know from the very foundation of creating the wealth mindset, creating the better mindset, that success mindset. So A, you first believe in yourself, you know that you can do this, and you have that solid foundation that you need to do everything out of strength and out of your knowledge and out of your past experience, instead of continue to doing things out of fear. You know, I know what it feels like, and I've worked with so many people who have had to overcome this one-on-one, where they're doing things out of fear. You know, they're trying to like as many pictures as they can on Instagram, or they're posting and they're wondering why no one's liking, or they're trying to grow their Facebook group and it's like silence in there, right? I know what it is, and so that's why I've created this in-depth 4-month transformational program for coaches, strategists, and service-based businesses. So if you click the link right below, you'll be able to see everything that's included in the program. And so what I want to do is just walk you through what's in the program. Of course, this is definitely, like, it has to be something that's calling to you. It has to be that you've been struggling, you've been trying to overcome this, and you know that you definitely want to be a coach, you want to be a strategist, you want to provide services, and you want to create a business that gives you freedom. I just spent like a whole month in Bali. And then after that, I spent 3 weeks in Nicaragua, and I was able to run my business from there, work with my clients, work on my passive income business, my membership site, work with the incredible women in there, and get to do it on my free time. I really just do not believe in this whole like 9-to-5 mindset, thinking that you have to, you know, wake up at 7 and you're supposed to be the most energized from 9 to 5, and then, you know, after go home and watch Netflix. Like, I decided that I wanted to create a business, and I wanted to create a life that I'm super proud of the work that I do every day, and I get to make those transformations. And I was sick of going to a job where I had so many opinions and things that I wanted to say, and my own beliefs, and I wasn't able to share them because the company that I was working for didn't align. I remember when I was working in retail, especially, feeling like almost suffocated in a way, because I really believed, like, as you guys know, I'm all about self-love, I'm all about self-image, and I really believe that that's what you really need to be happy and successful. And I was working at a job where I was doing the exact opposite, you know, having to tell people to buy a certain amount of clothing to be happy. So what I want to do is walk you through the program, and if you guys have any questions on the program at all, definitely ask them here. And if you have any questions on what we just talked about attracting clients, definitely let me know as well. So week 1, what we're going to be talking about in the first week of Free Fulfilled Affluent is mindset and strategic thinking. So I'm a firm believer that having a positive mindset and having the right mindset, and actually taking that time to treat yourself like a goddess, treat yourself like that woman that you know that you are deep down, instead of being rushed and frazzled and feeling left behind and trying to chug as many coffees as you can. I don't believe in that. I believe that putting yourself first, making time for your 1-hour luxurious morning ritual, and actually feeding your mind with the things that you need to get to the next level is the way to success. Positive thinking is a strategic way of thinking. Connecting with the higher intelligence inside you and the deep down creativity inside you is going to connect you to so many more ideas than you ever would if just like trying to rush through life, or wake up and the first thing that you do is go on Instagram. So in week 1, we're going to be talking about finding your focus, really gaining clarity on the life that you want to live, and discovering the keys to fulfilling your purpose. So really thinking about, like, what is my ideal day? Who is the woman that I want to help? How do I want to help her? We're going to create that vision for your life, and we're going to also talk about how to visualize what it is that you want to create. And guys, like, I'm a huge believer in law of attraction and manifesting, which I'll be talking about you soon. And manifesting has brought people into my life. It's brought opportunities into my life. It's like literally the condo that I live in. It's a 2-floor loft in the middle of Toronto, which is literally exactly what I put on my vision board. Like, you, when you have the right tools, can attract incredible things into your life with the right mindset. And having that right mindset, what you'll do is you'll stop telling yourself no. You'll stop holding yourself from the opportunities, and you'll recognize that a lot of the time the thing that's holding you back is that fear and that doubt. And once you know how to get in control of that and to push that to the side, what you'll do is you'll make way for that woman that you're meant to be, who can really make an impact, who can grow a huge, you know, online empire like I have, and really be able to do work that is in your zone of genius, that makes you super excited to wake up and jump out of bed every morning. In the second week, what I'm going to be doing is deep diving into vibration, law of attraction, and manifesting your dreams through raising your vibration. So I have been studying the law of attraction for 10 years, or probably more now, actually. And what I'm going to be doing is taking all the things that I'm learning and actually showing you what actually works for me, because there's a lot of stuff out there about the law of attraction, but a lot of times it just comes down to a few simple things that if you make sure that you're doing them every day, you start to manifest incredible things into your life. Actually, a few months ago, I sent a whole week of emails for the girls in the collective all about manifesting, and people were messaging me, and this wasn't even the most of the knowledge that I have. People are messaging me saying that they got raises, that their job was going to send them on like trips, that they like manifested all this money, and that was just a week of emails. So I'm so excited to share with you the all the things that I know about manifesting, and then actually how to use them in your life and how to use them in your business to start attracting the type of clients that you want into your life. The next week, what we're going to be talking about is money mindset and knowing how to charge your worth. So again, there's a lot of information out there about money mindset, but what I've done is distilled it down to actually align to what you need to know to charge your worth and to feel really comfortable raising your prices, really comfortable with making more income than you've ever made at your 9-to-5 job, and also understanding how money actually works. Because a lot of the time we're programmed with this negative mindset that, you have to work really, really hard for money. You have to work for a boss that you don't like or a job that you don't like for money. And it's not like that at all. Money should be very easy to come to you. What most people don't realize is that we're not supposed to be struggling. We're not supposed to feel poor, and we're not supposed to feel stressed out. We are meant to be abundant. We are meant to be wealthy. And so when you can change how you see money, understand that money is energy. And if you're putting out the right energy into the world, if you're connecting to your inner creativity and you're putting out the love that you have inside you, the guidance, the skills, and you're offering that value to your target audience who really needs what you have to offer, you're putting out that energy that is love, and you will easily attract that energy, which is money, back to you if you follow these strategies. That's how, literally, within 2 months of quitting my job, I made over $20,000. The second month after I quit my job, I made $14,000. I was like, this is crazy. And it's because I used manifesting and law of attraction to let go of the things that were holding me back, my job, and clients that I didn't want to do anymore, writing clients. And I opened myself up to attracting the things that I really wanted, which were the clients that I really, really, really wanted to work with. And so I'm not saying quit your job without a plan. What we'll be doing is in the next section, what I'll show you is how to actually create that plan, that financial plan, so that when you're quitting your job, you know how you're going to have that income coming in. But having the right money mindset is going to completely be a game changer. In the next section, what we'll be talking about is, whoa, too much talking. I need a little bit of water. In the next section, that's better. In the next section, we'll be talking about is setting up business foundation. So setting up real foundations that are going to help you really feel focused in where you're going. So I know exactly how you feel if you're just starting off your business and you're like, maybe I want to start a podcast, maybe I want to have a course, maybe I want to write a book, and you're jumping around from all these different ideas. So what we're going to do is we're going to create a clear path for you so that when you start in the business aspect of this program, you really know where it is that you want to head, and you have that specific purpose. Because the thing that usually holds us back is the distractions, is, hopping onto Instagram and hoping that the answer is there, and, flipping through TV and flipping through all these different things. But what you really need to have is a plan, and you need the accountability to keep you on top of that, which is what I'm going to share with you soon. So having that business foundations, helping you understand who it is that you're going to help, how to stand out from the competition, and how you're going to help them. So you create those business blocks of a successful online business. Next, what I'm going to do is walk you through how to create digital products. So digital products for me have been an absolute game changer. When I first started Yes Supply, I was selling these social media calendars physically. And it was kind of like stressing me out because every time I sold something, I had to go to the mailbox, It was so much work. And then I realized, oh my God, I can put these online, sell them digitally. And what happened was I put a little bit of work into making this digital product. And when I was, still at my 9-to-5 job, when I was out with friends, when I was traveling, whatever it was, money was coming into my bank account, and my physical or my digital products were being instantly emailed out. And essentially I turned my online platform into a money-making machine. So what I'm going to be doing is walking you through all the different options for digital product creation so that you can actually understand which one is right for you and which one are going to help you meet your goals and help your target clients meet their goals. So I'll be walking you through all that so you have a really, really clear-cut path of what it is that you want to create. Next, we're going to be talking about building your personal brand. So deep diving into your options to create an affluent online business and how your unique personality ties in. So a lot of times, guys, you think, oh my God, I have to be different. I have to be like her. I have to be like him to really, really, really stand out. But actually, when you become like the truest version of yourself, you really connect with people. You actually, that's how you're going to share your value. That's how people are going to connect with you. That's how they're going to be memorable, because people do not remember just a logo, right? There's so many faceless companies out there. What we want to do is we want to show you how you can actually stand out by being yourself and connect with people by being yourself. I'm just going to plug in my laptop. Battery's dying. So let me know if you guys have questions on this so far. So what I'll be talking about is building your personal brand, being yourself. Like, you know, right now I just had to go plug in my laptop. I'm human, you're human. Your clients know that you're human. The people who connect with me, they connect with me because they like that I'm my real self. I don't try and fake it. I don't try and act like I'm perfect. And what I want you guys to know, the fact that you're here, is like, you don't have to be perfect to make it work. You have to be passionate. You have to have, you know, overcome something and be willing to share your knowledge and be willing to transform and be willing to make an impact, but you do not have to be perfect. That is the furthest thing from the truth. And actually, when I started to just be myself and really share what was in my heart and share, you know, the ups and downs, the vulnerable things, the bumps, and you guys have all had this too, like the stories that you've been afraid to share, the stories that you've been afraid to tell your friends because, you know, it was scary or it was sad or you don't want to be a burden on people. There is somebody out there that needs that story. There is somebody out there that needs to not feel alone. And so when you know how to create your personal brand, that story, that pillar story, that origin story that you always go back to, that's how you're really going to connect with people. I'm going to show you how to craft your story and understand how to find your voice and transform it into a captivating story that connects with your ideal audience. And that's essentially how you start to make your blog, your website, your social media platforms work for you. Because even when you're not in front of them, people can be reading your story. People can be learning more about you. And so that's how they're creating that trust with you, starting to like you, starting to know you better, even when you're not in front of your computer. And like I was saying before, that's why by the time somebody gets on a call with me, it's so easy for me to sign them up as a client because they've already done their research. They already are like 95% there. They know that they want to work with me and they just want to hop on a quick phone call to know that it's the right fit. So we're going to show you how to do that and create a magnetizing presence that really makes an impact online. Then we'll be talking about creating your brand aesthetic. So if you already have a website, we'll be walking you through what you actually need to have on your website, including like the copy and how you want it to look. If you don't already have a website, what we'll be doing is walking you through how to easily set it up on your own or what to look for in somebody to assist you in doing that. So we have options for all three. I definitely advise like for you to stay in your zone of genius. So if you're not techie, hiring it out, and I'll show you ways that you can do it very, very affordably as well, because you don't need to spend, you know, $8,000 to build a website. Like it does not need to be that crazy. And a lot of times you can do it on your own, very, very step by step, depending on your techie skills. I don't want this to hold you back though, but we'll be talking about your brand aesthetic, helping you understand how you want your clients to feel and what you want, how you want them to react is going to really go into your brand aesthetics. And so we'll be creating mood boards, we'll help you create that vision. And again, you'll be getting that accountability from me and from everybody in the group to make sure that you stay on top of it, and also getting the feedback. So you're not like, hemming and hawing over colors for like a month. You're making that decision, you're coming up with something that's beautiful and that you absolutely love, and you're able to move forward into the stuff that's really, really important. Next, what we'll be doing is email automations and creating those newsletters. So I know this is something really big that people struggle with. They don't understand how to grow their email list. They don't understand how to get people into their email list. And then once they have the email list, they don't understand what to say. For this section, what I'm going to be doing is showing you all of that stuff so you can set up your email list really easily, understand how to get leads to your email list really easily to grow your list, and I'll also be providing you with templates so that you can customize for yourself to be sending out emails that connect, that build relationships, that people love to hear about you and they're opening up your emails. You do not want to become another spam email in somebody else's inbox or sending out content that people don't want, but you know the people who you always open up their emails because you love what they have to say. And so what I'll be doing is showing you how to grow the email list and then how to create emails that people are excited to open up. And guys, I send an email out every single day to the girls in the collective, and they're always commenting on how much they love the email. So I want you to know I can send out emails every single day that people can open. You can send out emails that people connect with, that they love, and help you sell your products and your services in a way that does not feel salesy. So what I want you to realize is this is the foundation. This is what you want to have set up before you move on to the social media, before you move on to driving a whole bunch of traffic. And this is where I see a lot of people getting confused because you want to grow this online presence. So one second you're on Instagram and the next second you're writing a guest blog post and you're spending days doing all this stuff that doesn't actually matter. So that's why we really work hard on this solid foundation, making sure that your website is working for you, making sure that your email list is positioned in a way so that when somebody comes to your website through your social media or through your guest posting or through you being featured on a podcast, it's for a purpose. You're growing your list, you're growing your potential client base, and you're not missing out on those opportunities. Actually, just started working with somebody yesterday, and she had so many people who were coming to her YouTube channel. And so she had this great community, but she didn't know how to actually turn that into profits, right? And so guys, if you're spending all this time on the stuff after the foundation, the social media and all that stuff, but you don't have anywhere to drive this traffic, you don't have your products yet, you don't have an email list yet, a way that you can really connect with people, you're doing a lot of work and you're kind of stressing yourself out and overwhelming yourself for not really an impact. So what we're going to do is we're going to show you that foundation, and then after that we really get into your sales and your promotion strategy. So in week 9, what I'll be showing you is sales mastery for high ticket products. So selling a $20 ebook or selling a $100 course is very, very, very different than selling a high ticket product. So what I'll be doing is showing you how to really package your service in a ways that you're creating a transformational package, how to attract those clients and customers easily to you scheduling calls with them. So you're not fighting for people. Like, those people are excited to talk to you. They're excited to work with you. And then I'll actually be walking you through the exact script that helps me close sales on the call really, really easy and helps people become very, very excited to work with me. So there definitely is a way to do it that feels really comfortable, really exciting, and really good for you because you know that you're providing a ton of value. And at the end of the call, actually, I signed up 2 clients yesterday, and one of them right after messaged me and she's like, thank you, I'm so excited, I can't wait to do this. This is like, I'm so excited. I've already started taking action. And so that's how you want people to feel when they get off the calls with you. You don't want people to feel like they've been sold. You don't want people to feel icky. You believe in these people. I know that you're doing this because you really believe in what you have to offer, and you know that you can offer something incredible. So what I'll be showing you is how to sell without it feeling icky or salesy. Sell in a way that feels really good, and it feels almost like you're talking to a friend on the phone. And when you can do that, guys, it completely changes how you approach your business and how you feel about how you offer. And you get really excited and confident to share what it is that you have. Next, what I'll be talking to you about is sales mastery for your digital and passive income products. So by this time, you'll have a really deep understanding of what kind of digital products that you want to create. Maybe it's an ebook, maybe it's a membership site like what I have, or maybe it's a course. What I'll be walking you through are different strategies how you can use your email list in order to upsell and sell these courses, especially if it's an evergreen product. Next, now that you know what your products are, you have that solid foundation, you're getting people to your email list, you're growing your email list, you have a community of people who love what you have to do. Now you have that foundation so you can really stand out and make sure that when you're putting that effort into growing the social media, you're doing it with a purpose. You're not doing all this work for nothing. So what I'll show you is my exact strategies to stand out on Instagram and to grow your Instagram very, very quickly. I'll show you every single thing that you can do to really stand out on Instagram. Now, going through these different social medias, what I'm going to be doing is showing you really deep dive how you can stand out on these different social media platforms. But I'm not saying that you want to dive into all three at the same time, because that'll be very overwhelming. What we'll do is I'll show you exactly how you pick the right social media for you, and then you really stand out on that. And then all the content that you're going to receive in this program, you can access again and again and again and again forever. So you'll get that training with me. But if you're not necessarily ready to grow your Pinterest account yet, you can come back to it later, and that content will be available for you, as well as the group of people to ask questions, get feedback, find out what's working for other people, so you can really, really crush it online. But what I'll be deep diving for you is how to grow on Instagram, how to convert your followers on Instagram to clients, how to do the same on Facebook. So we'll be talking about Facebook ads and Facebook groups, how to optimize your Facebook page to send leads to your website and emails. If you're in Facebook groups, how to use those to your advantage to send people to your email list, to send people to book calls with you, to send people to your offers, and making sure that you're not wasting time in these, but doing it the right way so that it's working for you around the clock. And how to convert your community members to customers and high-paying clients too. So a lot of my clients will actually come from my free Facebook group or my paid Facebook group from my Yes Supply Collective. And the thing is, because Facebook is a two-way conversation, it's not like Instagram where you're talking to people, it's a two-way conversation. My clients can really, really see how I interact, how I am, and that I really, really care about their outcome. And so that's why it's so simple for me whenever I have an offer to share it in the Facebook group and people are lining up to work with me. So building that real community and understanding how to stand out is a huge benefit to your business. Next, what you're going to learn is all about Pinterest. So I've helped clients go from literally like 0 views a month to 6,000 views a month in 2 months. So month one, like maybe 100, 200 views a month. Month two, 6,000 views a month. It is possible with Pinterest. You don't want to just be growing traffic to grow traffic on Pinterest, but when you do it in the right way, and you do it strategically, it's another great way that you can funnel traffic right into your email list and start growing your email list really, really quickly. And in the next week, what I'll be talking to you about is how to build your social proof and how to get PR. So a lot of you guys on Yes Supply, you've seen that I've been featured on Teachable, which is a huge platform, 4 million views a month. Nylon Magazine, Flair Magazine, Globe and Mail, numerous podcasts. And guys, this just didn't come by accident. This comes from really knowing how to position yourself, really knowing how to get yourself out there. And when you appear on other people's platforms, whether it's a podcast, whether it's something like Nylon Magazine, whether it's a huge magazine like Flair, people start to understand how your business is set apart from everyone else. As soon as you're featured on a big platform like that, you no longer look like you're playing the small game. You instantly have up-leveled your business. So what I'm going to do is show you everything that I learned from my PR manager to really stand out, to get into these big publications, to get noticed. And what you need to do for this is have a really unique story that stands out from the rest. Because at the end of the day, you can't just reach out to like a PR platform and be like, hey, feature me. They're going to be like, yeah, you and everyone else. You have to make sure that you're standing out in a unique way, that people are super excited to talk about you, and you're essentially giving that PR person for that big company or that big publication a story. So we're going to talk all about that, so you can get featured on different blogs and grow your social proof, and also position yourself in front of other people's platforms. You're also going to get, leading up to the launch of the training, which is on August 15th, you're also going to get bonuses. So as soon as you sign up, you're going to get access to a welcome package, which is going to have a ton of self-discovery questions that you probably have not yet asked yourself. And this is going to really set you up for success when you are ready for the group program. So what it's going to do is help you really make sure that you know what your outcomes are. It's going to give you more signals on how to really understand how you're going to stand out and how to target your target client. And I also include in there mindset and affirmations and things that you need to do to improve your mindset so that you're hopping into the program already having a really good foundation for that mindset of success that's going to help propel you even more once you get started. And then on top of that, there'll be bonus trainings of productivity and planning so you can make the most of your time, even if you're side hustling, even if you still have a 9-to-5. I grew Yes Supply to probably about 8,000, 9,000 followers on Instagram and got my first clients and customers and my membership site while I was working at my 9-to-5. So don't think that you can't do it if you have a 9-to-5. Of course, it takes work. It's not like I did in my sleep, but if you know how to prioritize your time, you can absolutely do it. And it's the people who are willing to work for it that are going to be getting the outcome. So you want to be the person that's prioritizing your time, not spending too much time on Instagram, not spending your time in the wrong places. And what I'll do is show you how to get yourself out there a lot quicker and delegate and systemize and create better productivity systems so that you can make the most of the limited time that you have. And included in that, you'll also get bonus number 2, which is delegate like a boss. So showing you how to delegate so that you don't feel like you have to do it all on your own, because you absolutely do not have to do it on your own. And you'll grow a lot quicker if you understand how to delegate, how to maximize your time and income, and how to hire on a budget. So even if you're still sort of flexing between your 9 to 5 and building this online business, you'll understand how I started to delegate so I was able to supercharge and grow my business so much quicker. So this is an opportunity to work with me in an exclusive group mastermind of ambitious women. And it's not just going to be me sharing the content with you and leaving. You're going to get weekly calls with me. I am all about creation over consumption. If you've been following me for a while, you know that I am all about creation over consumption. Of course, you need to have the right strategies. Of course, you need to have the right materials. But more important than that, you need to take action. And so this program is going to hold you accountable. There's going to be weekly check-ins on Monday and on Friday. And not just check-ins where you say like, hey, this is what I'm working on. We are actually going to be making sure that you're submitting the website that you worked on, submitting the copy that you're working on, getting feedback, getting comfortable with putting yourself out there. Because I know from experience, from the people that I've worked with in the past, the thing that was holding them back was not that necessarily they didn't have the knowledge or not that they couldn't do it. It was because they weren't taking the action. They didn't have the accountability. They didn't have the right steps. So this program, this is why I call it an implementation program. We're going to be implementing things with you. You're going to know what you're meant to do at the beginning of the week. You're going to have that check-in. At the end of the week, you're going to have that check-in. Every week, there's going to be a coaching call with me. So I'm going to walk you through everything that's in the program, and there's going to be ample time for me to answer your questions so you feel really well prepared to do the work and you feel well supported to get it done. And within the program, there's going to be actually 2 implementation weeks so that you have a full week to catch up, to make sure you're on top of things, to have extra access to me so I can walk you through everything. And this is an incredible opportunity to get my eyes on what you're working on. You get my feedback on your copy. You get my feedback on how things look. You get the feedback from a group of super ambitious women who are tired of the 9 to 5, tired of settling, ready to create a business and life of their dreams. And guys, I can honestly tell you that this is the best time to start an online business. There's never been a better time where all the tools are available for you. That there's so many people that know to go into the internet to look for the answers. And there's so many people that know that there's so much content out there that you have to invest in yourself if you want to get the right answer. So if you are looking to start a coaching business, a strategist business, a service-based business, this is honestly the perfect time. I feel like in a few years, if you don't get started now, it's going to be oversaturated. But even though sometimes when you look online, you look on Instagram, and you're like, oh my God, everyone's doing it. I know when I go to like my old job, when I talk to real people, they're like, what? Like, how do you post on Instagram? Like, how do you grow an online business? Like, what's all, like, people still have no idea what's going on. It is not as saturated and not as competitive as you think. And I honestly think that this is the best time to do it. The economy is changing. Like Amazon, for example, just bought Whole Foods. They did not do that for fun. People who used to have real jobs where they were bagging your groceries, those jobs, like any job that's in a manual, is at risk right now of being taken over by like computers. Like the economy is changing. So what you really want to do is you want to up-level your skills. You want to make sure that you are building a business or building a life for yourself where you cannot be duplicated. And this was a big fear for me, and this is why I'm sharing it for you, because I did not want to work somewhere where like my job could get taken over by like some sort of software, right? And like even I was just talking to one of my friends who I'm going to go visit her in a few weeks, and she's like, I just looked at the schedule and I'm not on there for 2 weeks. I decided that I wanted to be in control of my life. And sorry, I sound like I'm trying to scare you. I'm really not trying to scare you, but like this is why I'm so passionate about this, because I really believe that if you want to have a life where you can pick your own schedule, where you can work for yourself, where you can do work that you're really passionate about, and you can create a transformation in people's life, you have all of the tools and the skills. They are available to you. It's just a matter of knowing how to get there and what to do and what steps to take. And so that's why I've created this program, to walk you through step by step, to give you the accountability so you can stay actionable. And I understand how distracting it can be with Instagram, and I understand how distracting it can be being bombarded with all these different messages. And so that's why accountability is such a huge part of this implementation program. So while you're here live on the call, as you can see at the bottom of the page, just below the link below this video, you can see that early bird pricing increases on July 2nd. So if you feel like you're ready to build your strategist, your coaching, or your service-based business, if you want to get the exact steps that I took to build Yes Apply to a 6-figure business in a year, to build 20,000 followers on Instagram, to build an engaged community of women who not just love what I do and love the mission, but also share it with their friends, also become brand ambassadors. If you want to understand how I created my aesthetic, how I design things, if you wish that you could ask me any question that you wanted about building a business, this is exactly for you. This is who I made this for. I made this for you. And so the program is going to officially launch on August 15th. That's when the group coaching calls are going to start. But leading up to that, you're going to get a ton of materials that help you up-level your mindset, really stay focused, understand what's going to set you apart, understand how your story is going to set you apart, understand how to start really researching your target client and your niche, so you really know who you want to help, how you can help them, how you can make an impact, and how you can stand out. And then when you're ready for this program, you're going to get me every single week, step by step, implemented, tap on the shoulder if you're not keeping up. Like, we want to get this done. At the end of this, we want you to all be completely set up for success, to know how you're getting clients, know where you're getting the clients from, like, know that you have the answers that you need. And I'm creating this program so that you really don't need to buy another internet marketing program. So you don't feel like you're spending money on a course there, on a book there, and you're spending all this time and you don't feel like you're making progress. I created this program so that you feel like you're making progress every single week. You're not feeling confused. You're not feeling overwhelmed. You're not feeling alone by yourself wondering how to do it. You are going to have myself and a community of women to walk you through this. So early bird pricing increases on July 2nd. So right now it's a super low price of $2,500. If you were to take all of the value in this,